Hello everyone, this is Haidar Qasir talking to you. Today we are going to take a new lecture about learning English. Today we will talk about modal verbs, future ability, possibility and obligation. Use will or will not be able to talk about future ability. For example, after I pass my driving test, I will be able to drive a car on my own. She's going on holiday, so she will not be able to see you next week. Do not use can for future ability. Use will be able to instead. You have, for example, here, can I type by the end of the course? This is impossible. It's wrong in English grammar. Will I be able to type by the end of the course? Yes, this is correct. Use may, might, or could to describe future possibilities. For example, in the future cars might contain high pressure hydrogen tanks. We could go to Greece next summer. They may be able to help you with your problem. To describe a negative possibility in the future, we use might not. We do not use could not. The weather forecast is good, so we could not need our umbrellas tomorrow. This is wrong. Use might not instead. The weather forecast is good, so we might not need our umbrellas tomorrow. Use will have to or will need to describe future obligation. There is an admission charge, so we will have to take some money with us. Use will not have to and will not need to describe a lack of obligation in the future. They are going to give us lunch, so we will not need to take any food. Use can't to talk about a prohibition, a negative obligation in the future. We should eat something now. You cannot take food into the theater. Now we will take modal verbs in the past ability, possibility, and obligation. Use could or was or were able to talk about a general ability or possibility in the past. For example, when I was young, I could run for miles without getting tired. Years ago, people were able to drive without taking a test. But to talk about a single action in the past, we only use was able to, not could. Here is a wrong sentence. There was a bus strike, but I could get a lift with a colleague. This is wrong. We should use was able to instead. For example, here, there was a bus strike, but I was able to get a lift with a colleague. Why? Because it's a single action in the past. Use manage to or succeed in to talk about something you did that was difficult. Use the ing form of the verb after succeeding. Our flight was cancelled, but we managed to get seats on the next one. That means it was difficult, but you were able to do it. After several phone calls, we succeeded in speaking to the manager. Use could not or was not or were not able to for a negative possibility in the past. I lost my key and I could not find it. When I was young, I was not able to stay out late. Use had to talk about obligation in the past. I had to get a visa when I went to the US last summer. Use did not have to talk about a lack of obligation in the past. At my old school, we did not have to wear a uniform. Use could not to talk about a negative obligation or a prohibition in the past. We could not use calculators in class when I was at school. Okay, wish that you got the benefit of this lecture. We come to the end of it. Wish you all the best. You may contact me on my mobile phone number 0780 843 8341. If you have any questions or any criticism, you may write it in the comments and I'm going to answer you. Thank you very much. That was Mr. Haidal Qasir with you. Wish you all the best.